Finally, we cook the fish to crispy golden perfection, made to order for every guest. Hi, I'm Jason, head chef for Captain D's. It's no surprise that our famous batter-dipped fish is our most popular menu item.
Grinded up like fish sticks. It has some decent flavor. I wish there was something spicy, but overall it's actually not bad at all.
I'm really proud of this batter. It's made in our restaurants fresh every 45 minutes. It's our own recipe, and it's super savory.
This is, without exaggeration, one of the most important companies in American history.
Embattled restaurant chain Red Lobster.
What if I told you the shrimp tower you see in a Red Lobster ad is nothing like what lands on your plate? Servers admit the endless shrimp are the smallest, bread-heavy ones they can find, and the kitchen slows your refills on purpose. It looks like abundance, but it's really cost control. Doesn't that sound a lot like a warship with more paint than armor? Stick with us, because the truth behind these seafood chains is hiding right beneath the surface. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Imagine a plate stacked high with shrimp or golden fish fillets, a mountain of seafood that seems too good to be true. You raise your fork, take a cut, and what falls apart is not a thick piece of seafood, but a thin strip inside a heavy coat of crust. The promise of abundance shrinks the moment you look past the surface. Restaurant chains have perfected what could be called abundance marketing.
Hi, I'm Jason, head chef for Captain D's. It's no surprise that our famous batter-dipped fish is our most popular menu item. And that's how we make our famous batter-dipped fish. Just how you like it, every time.
It's something that's so iconic. From when you're young, you've got memories of fish and chips that stay with you for life.
Hey, how you doing? You bringing the food out earlier. It was perfect. I appreciate it.
They flood their ads with images of endless platters and overflowing bowls, bright colors and big portions meant to reassure you that value is guaranteed. But those glossy shots are carefully staged. The shrimp appear oversized, the fish fillets seem thick, yet behind the camera, the truth looks smaller. Shrimp at Red Lobster, for example, arrive from the kitchen much smaller than the pictures suggest. Olive Garden once served 8 shrimp on a pasta plate. Now the count has quietly dropped to 5. At Popeyes, the advertised fish fillet stretches wide, but the actual serving thins to almost half the thickness once you break the crust. To make those reductions less obvious, chains use plating tricks. A heavy layer of breading puffs up seafood, creamy sauces smother deficits, and bowls are stacked so food looks plentiful even when protein portions drop. What fills the gap is sodium-heavy cream, butter, or excess oil, which disguises the missing seafood but adds little in terms of nutrition. It's not unlike a Navy presenting warships shining with fresh paint.
People love it. It's just a good combination.
In the wake of bankruptcy this year, the chain is leaning on Demola Adamaleku.
There's a lot of regular.
For what it is, it's not bad, but there's definitely improvements we can make. Let's make this bad boy at home. And typically fish retain a lot of moisture.
From a distance, strength appears absolute. But if the steel beneath is thinner than it should be, that strength is only a shell. Olive Garden shrimp and Alfredo sauce follow this pattern. 5 shrimp spread wide under a blanket of heavy cream look like abundance. But the protein has been systematically cut back. And this isn't limited to one chain. These tactics run across the very restaurant's family's trust for seafood dinners, showing that the illusion of value is far more common than most assume. The next layer of truth goes deeper, beyond breading, packaging, and plating tricks, right into how the fish itself is processed before it ever reaches those chains.
It starts with whole fillets of pollock. This is one of the world's most sustainable fish. Finally, we cook the fish to crispy golden perfection, made to order for every guest.
Everyone knows it, everyone talks about it, everyone has it. So if it wasn't around, it would definitely...
We'll get the ultimate feast.
We sat down for a chat over some, well, lobster.
When you order fish, you probably picture a fillet cut straight from the ocean, maybe with bones removed and skin trimmed away. What you don't imagine is a factory line where flesh is minced, pressed together under steel molds, frozen into blocks, and later carved into squares built for uniform sandwiches. Yet that's the story behind McDonald's Filet-O-Fish, a product wrapped in branding that talks about wild-caught quality, but reaches your plate through a process almost industrial in nature. By the time it drops into the fryer, it has already lived inside freezers, conveyor belts, and compression molds. This approach isn't limited to one fast food chain. Walk into Chili's or Applebee's, and the fish listed on their menus is often pre-breaded and deep frozen before ever arriving in the kitchen. At Long John Silver's, many servings follow the same pattern. Constructed off-site, coated with batter months earlier, and shipped nationwide in boxes that carry a label more convincing than the food inside.
We take it, we cut it into whole muscle portions, give it a light dusting, and we dip it into our batter by hand. I'm really
All right, well, back in the studio, and it's time to officially give this a try. As always, Namsbillah.
This is, without exaggeration, one of the most important companies in American history.
Embattled restaurant chain Red Lobster.
Grinded up like fish sticks. It has some decent flavor. I wish there was something spicy, but overall, it's actually not bad at all.
Words like white fish or wild caught sound specific, but they function more like camouflage. Several species can be blended together and sold under one generic name, keeping costs low while keeping diners thinking they're getting one identifiable product. The nutritional difference shows on paper. A true fish fillet usually holds higher omega-3 fats, the same nutrients linked with cardiovascular health. With block-formed fish, those levels shrink while sodium levels rise from salt-based preservatives and the frozen coating itself. It's the military equivalent of describing a destroyer as battle-ready while hiding the fact that its engines are decades old and the steel armor has been pared down. Look at Captain D's. Their trays highlight fries, hush puppies, and breading piled around a small piece of fish, making portions seem larger. The seafood becomes secondary. The reality speaks for itself.
proud of this batter. It's made in our restaurants fresh every 45 minutes. It's our own recipe, and it's super savory.
We have secured the bag.
That's actually pretty good. I am pleasantly surprised. The fish itself is pretty flaky. It doesn't feel like it's
Many restaurant fish items are engineered constructions, dressed up to inspire confidence while delivering less substance. And just like warships, what matters most is hidden beneath the surface. Admirals never trust fresh paint alone. They move below deck, checking steel, engines, and weapons before declaring a warship seaworthy. Meals demand the same caution. A shiny menu description cannot guarantee what lies beneath layers of sauce and breading. Hidden cuts, vague labels, and engineered portions turn fish into something far different from what diners expect. So look closer at what's on your plate. Question the brand, the promise, and the portion. Apply the same scrutiny you'd use to measure global strength. Because the food in front of you might not be 100% fish, and appearances often mislead.